I'm much better now that the ladies are back from space.
It is. Watch for it. Wow. Whoever came up with this title, give this guy a freaking raise. Tell me how this is not awesome. Astronaut. Astronaut.
God, this is so tough.
Katy Perry went to space. It lasted about as long as it takes to make a cup of coffee. And almost the second she landed, it exploded. Not the rocket, thankfully, but her carefully crafted narrative. What was supposed to be a bold career milestone, a moment of cosmic inspiration, instantly morphed into a global punchline. The internet had a field day, dissecting every awkward moment, every dramatic pronouncement. The astronaut label, the intense speeches about profound experiences after just minutes near the edge of space. It all felt manufactured, desperate, and utterly meme-worthy. But just when the social media storm seemed to be dying down, a new, far more devastating threat emerged. One that insiders claim could turn her brief trip to the stars into television history for all the wrong reasons. South Park is reportedly sharpening their knives, and if the rumors are true, they're not planning a joke. They're planning an assassination. Stick around because what's being said about their target and how far they're willing to go is absolutely wild. When Katy Perry boarded that Blue Origin celebrity flight, surrounded by cameras and high expectations, she probably envisioned magazine covers and inspirational speeches about seeing Earth from above. Instead, the footage, the breathless post-flight interviews, the sheer brevity of the trip, it all hit the internet and immediately triggered a wave of pure, unadulterated cringe. It felt like the entire world decided to pile on, dissecting every awkward moment, every dramatic pronouncement, turning a highly anticipated event into a global spectacle of mockery. From the moment she stepped back onto Earth and, bizarrely, kissed the ground, the tone was set. The brief 11-minute journey was framed by the media as a history-making event, but the public reaction was swift and brutal. Social media platforms lit up with parodies, critical analyses, and outright ridicule. It wasn't just a handful of negative comments, it felt like a collective groan of disbelief at how quickly a moment designed for inspiration had devolved into a pop culture disaster. But while the memes were harsh, something potentially far more damaging was allegedly brewing behind the scenes. According to insider leaks buzzing through animation circles, Trey Parker and Matt Stone at South Park saw the entire spectacle and decided it was prime material for their signature brand of cultural demolition. These aren't whispers about a quick background gag or a fleeting reference in the corner of a scene. Reports claim they are dedicating an entire storyline, potentially a full event episode, to dissecting Katy's space misadventure and everything surrounding it. And if you know South Park, you know an event episode means they pull out all the stops to dissect a cultural moment, leaving no stone unturned and no figure unscathed. Sources close to the production have reportedly said their approach to this isn't just lighthearted comedic mockery. It's being treated as a targeted takedown, a full-on cultural dissection aimed squarely at the perceived inauthenticity and tone deafness of the entire event. If these rumors are true, this won't just be funny, it could be reputation-altering. Here's where the alleged South Park plan gets truly chilling. Reports from those close to the production suggest South Park isn't merely roasting the idea of a celebrity going to space for a few minutes on a suborbital flight. Their alleged target is much broader, much deeper, and far more critical. They are said to be going after the entire system behind it. The desperate lengths celebrities go for PR, the performance of fake inspiration, the absurdity of modern fame wrapped in corporate branding, and the widening gap between the elite and everyday people. Claims circulating among production crews suggest Katy's Blue Origin trip is being framed not just as a funny moment, but as a symbol of everything South Park finds wrong with the current state of celebrity culture. The manufactured moments, the tone-deaf pronouncements delivered from positions of extreme privilege, and the sheer disconnect from reality that allows such spectacles to be presented as groundbreaking achievements. Her trip, in their reported view, wasn't just a flight, it was an indictment of modern celebrity performativity. And the rumors about specific scenes being planned, if even half of them are true, the potential episode could be absolutely brutal. One leak mentioned a sequence where a character clearly based on Katy tries desperately to live stream her profound space experience, delivering dramatic monologues about seeing the curvature of the Earth, only for the feed to glitch out and accidentally expose how completely staged the whole thing was behind the scenes, revealing crew members feeding her lines, perfectly positioned fans, and carefully arranged props to enhance the performance. Another rumor hints that Blue Origin itself might become. Adding another layer of drama to this potential South Park assault are the claims circulating about Katy Perry herself and her team. Insiders suggest she is fully aware that South Park is allegedly targeting her trip, and the potential ramifications are causing significant distress. Reports from her camp indicate a state of absolute panic behind the scenes as they brace for impact. Sources close to the situation claim her team has been scrambling, attempting to get ahead of the rumored episode by launching a flurry of positive PR, more inspirational posts, more carefully planned charity work, and even whispers about a follow-up project designed to somehow reframe her public image and regain control of the narrative before South Park unleashes their take. However, PR experts speaking anonymously have reportedly voiced fears that the backlash from the initial flight, amplified exponentially by a potential South Park takedown, could lead to what one dramatically called career extinction, permanently defining her public image by this single cringeworthy event. It seems the fear isn't just being laughed at, it's being irrevocably harmed by the ridicule. Meanwhile, whispers from within Blue Origin suggest Jeff Bezos, the billionaire behind the company that launched the flight, wasn't exactly thrilled with the public aftermath either. While the internet was focused on the memes of Katy kissing the ground and declaring herself an astronaut after a brief ride, sources close to Blue Origin claim Bezos was allegedly deeply frustrated that what was meant to be a moment promoting space tourism and future innovation had spiraled into a viral spectacle of celebrity cringe and public mockery. It's been said that he privately joked at an event shortly after the flight that next time he'd rather launch someone like Snoop Dogg into space. At least then, people would be laughing with the mission, sharing in the absurdity, not relentlessly at it, picking apart every moment with cynical detachment. This alleged comment, framed as a joke delivered with a wry smile, reportedly reflected a very real concern internally that the celebrity focus was overshadowing the genuine aspirations of space tourism and making the company look less like a leader in exploration and more like an expensive taxi service for out-of-touch VIPs desperate for attention. The mission was initially hyped and marketed heavily as a groundbreaking moment for women in space, a powerful push for empowerment and visibility in a male-dominated field. It was supposed to inspire a new generation, but almost immediately after the flight, that carefully constructed narrative crumbled under the weight of public perception and awkward execution. Audiences didn't widely see pioneers. They saw multi-millionaire celebrities on an exclusive, incredibly short joyride financed by a billionaire, packaged in the language of inspiration and empowerment. Critics quickly coined the term fulmanism, a biting fusion of faux feminism and tourism, to capture the perceived disconnect, a glossy, expensive spectacle masquerading as social progress and empowerment. Lauren Sanchez's comment, delivered from the comfort and extreme privilege of the capsule that we're all in this together, felt particularly tone-deaf and alienating to everyday people grappling with rising costs and economic instability. It didn't feel like shared humanity or collective progress. It felt like an elite club using empowerment language to promote a luxury experience completely detached from the struggles of the public. And then came what many saw as the final, undeniable nail in the coffin of the mission's credibility: the FAA. The Federal Aviation Administration later clarified that none of the passengers on that specific Blue Origin flight, including Katy Perry, actually qualified as astronauts under their criteria. To earn that official title, you need to perform essential flight duties, not just be a passenger along for the ride. This wasn't speculation or online trolling. It was a factual clarification from the authority in charge of air and space travel. That single announcement stripped away the last remaining veneer of seriousness from the event. It confirmed what many already suspected. This wasn't a scientific or historical leap. It was an incredibly expensive, carefully staged tourist trip for the ultra-wealthy. The memes exploded again, harder and more relentlessly than ever. Katy's tearful post-landing kiss of the ground, intended as a moment of profound connection, was photoshopped everywhere imaginable, into disaster zones, movie scenes, awkward social situations, turning a moment intended to be deeply emotional into pure, unadulterated parody. The aftermath wasn't just a few scattered jokes that eventually faded, it escalated into a full-blown cultural dissection and dismantling of the entire event and its messaging. Katy's earnest, poetic musings about her space experience, her